Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to episode 171 of Folks Talking Sports. I am KG Chris Gardner of the Houston Round Ball Review, and with me is Kenitra Pulliams. How are you, ma'am?
Happy holidays to you.
Thank you. You as well. And also AJ Jones, the producer. AJ
Yeah,
Jones. How are you, sir?
doing well, man. Doing well. Enjoying my Kwanzaa
Happy Kwanzaa to you. Are you still in the petty tendergrass mindset
for the rest of the year.
for the rest? All right. Looking forward to that. Brother Willie Gibson is minutes away from joining us on this edition of the show. And once he joins, I will switch to the four speaker screen. But right now, Queen Pulliams. Well, thank you everybody for watching on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitch. I'm going to get Miss Kansas City's insight, her knowledge, her thoughts on the news from the last few days that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to relocate from the state of Missouri to the state of Kansas. Your thoughts on that, please?
It was a long time coming when go where you are celebrated, not just tolerated. And the state of Kansas is rolling out the red and gold mat to entice the Chiefs to come on over. So I mean, they're still going to be Kansas City. They're just Kansas City, Kansas instead of Kansas City, Missouri. But in this day and age, it's keeping up with the Joneses. AJ.
Well
you
played. Well played.
you you want shiny and new, and you're going to get a dome stadium and a new practice facility. Yeah, and it's going to. I mean, it's going to be basically an entertainment complex. It's going to be out by the racetrack, Kansas Speedway. Um, there's room for growth. Where the Truman Sports Complex is located, it's landlocked. There's not a whole lot you can do with it. They share. It's called the Truman Sports Complex because they share the facility or the complex with the Kansas City Royals, who are also in this tug of war about what's going to happen with Kauffman Stadium and are they going to go to Kansas? Are they going to go downtown? Just because you can only refurbish and redo and spruce up, an existing stadium so much before you have to, do it. Now, granted, the lease runs through 2030, so it's going to be, it's not happening immediately, but you know, the traditionalists aren't happy. But you gotta adapt to change.
Why, AJ, please chime in, feel free. Why did the state of Missouri say no?
Taxes.
I mean, and when was the vote? Because the voters spoke up loud and clear. How long ago was that?
I'm not not sure because being that I wasn't a Missouri resident, I wasn't a Jackson County resident. It didn't affect me. So
AJ, what do you think about this?
I got to tell you, I've been at opening day in both stadiums.
mhm.
When I say both, I mean the Chiefs Stadium, the Royal Stadium. First of all, let me be a little nostalgic. It is beautiful to drive up and see both of those stadiums
I 70.
in your preview. It's absolutely beautiful. And I was at a Royals game in the what I call the bleacher section. Is a couple of bucks for my hot dog. It might have been it was less than $25 for my ticket.
Mhm.
And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So to see time advance to where we are now, where one of the two, if not both, are leaving, is a little sad, but it's true. Where do you go? There's not a whole lot of other land around there. There's not a whole lot more than you can do. And that's the thing now. Now you got to make more money out of what you had than before. And they can't do that. Now, I will say this, having family in Wyandotte County and some of those other areas on the Kansas side, bro, why are you paying for that? Why are you helping to buy a stadium? That's a me thing. That's a me thing.
Yeah.
I love the beauty. I love the teams. Both of them have championships under their belts, but why am I paying for that?
Yeah. Where do
I
y'all
thought we found
stand?
a different model a few years ago. Didn't Miami build the stadium with no taxpayer funds? Didn't they figure that out?
Well, it has been done recently in the last few years with the billionaire owners, if not putting up all the money, the majority of the money for stadium and things like that. Where do you stand, KPN, AJ, and the viewers watching on the platforms for wealthy owners, billionaires seeking some cases, not saying in the Chiefs case, the Chiefs were the case for this, demanding taxpayers handouts, subsidies, um,
Assistance.
assistance for
Yeah.
the rich, for the wealthy,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
for a new stadium.
I mean, they can perpetrate like, hey, we're doing this for you. This is your team. Why don't you invest in your team? Show your team pride.
AJ, you're laughing. Is it? I mean, that's how we've heard that before.
I don't know if you were around when the lunch break did a fundraising campaign and had drops on, save a billionaire. We got poor billionaires out there that are starving and they need new facilities so that they and their poor children don't starve. I'm cool with it, man. I'm cool with the new stadium. I'm cool with the new move. You got so many other ways to finance things where it does not affect your pocket at all. You won't even feel it. But getting it from the taxpayers is something I never liked. I probably never will.
And the governor of Kansas, as
Laura Kelly.
all politicians do, spun it. This won't hurt the taxpayers of our state. The bond, Star Bond, will help pay for this before the what is it, KP, 30 years for it, something like that. Is that
I'm
far?
not sure. I'm not sure the length of it. Yeah.
But
Mhm.
so she spoke. She went to the PR school. She touched on all the key points. We'll see if it works.
That's
We'll,
that's that's cute. That's
yes,
very billionaire cute politic talk is what that is. Um, I mean, one way or another, you're gonna feel it. Try and rent a car in that area. Try and get a hotel in that area. Try and do little things like that. So I'm in Houston, and we have this area called Katy, and they wanted $175 million high school football stadium,
mm-hmm.
taxpayer funded.
Sure.
I made a call down to the current Katy at the time, the current Katy Stadium to find out
Yeah.
if I could use. I love to run bleachers.
Yeah.
Athlete. I love to run bleachers. They said no, can't do that. I said, what can I? I said, well, it's private. I said, but it's a public school. They said,
And
well,
your tax dollars.
and I'm looking at my tax bill because I did not have children in the district at the
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
high school. I said, well, if I can't use this, then I'm certainly not going to help you pay for that. And the lady said, well, I said, okay, good luck. They didn't get it. They didn't get it, just not get it from me. They didn't get their stadium. So if they're doing that on the high school level, it's because somewhere down the line, somebody said, this is how you do it on a pro level. And I just feel like it trickles down, unlike the way they wanted us to believe trickle down economics will work in other areas.
Right. Kenitra, the plan for the new stadium in Kansas to open is what, when it's 31,
31.
and then a Super Bowl will be there soon thereafter.
I mean, that is the hope. Just depending. NFL doesn't like cold weather climates, cold weather cities. So,
But wasn't the promise of a Super Bowl one of the carrots that the politicians dangled to the
I mean,
to the public?
they. I don't know how much stock is in, or how much truth is in that, but it's just like,
Well, let me say this. Let me say this. Given that it's a dome stadium, typically when an NFL franchise builds or finances whatever a new facility, they get a Super Bowl. Roger Goodell has been and the board have been pretty good about getting a Super Bowl there within 12 to 24 months after play begins in that facility. So they've got precedents, they've got history that they're banking on, and I'm sure, given the relationship Goodell has with that ownership group, that they would get something pretty quick. So
because it is called the Lamar Hunt Trophy.
right, right.
Great point.
So
Great point.
that's a blue blood family in the NFL. Would not have it had not it been partially for that family.
How much of an impact will this have on the state? Well, first, I'm curious. How much distance is it between where the stadium will be built and where it is now?
If I mean, because like literally, you can take I-70 from the current stadium to the new stadium. Just depending on how much traffic going through downtown, 30 minutes.
Okay, so that's not, is that with traffic?
That's without.
Without traffic.
Okay, that's not bad.
No, normal ride here in Houston, bro. Normal ride.
Yeah.
Far for them, but right around the corner for us.
Right. Will this hurt the state of Missouri eventually?
Yeah. I mean, because you lost the Rams.
Yeah.
So like you lose Chiefs, so like you don't have NFL football.
So where do they go from here? Does they really put more eggs in the Big 12 basket? I don't know what they could do. I mean, what else could they do?
Who? The state of Missouri?
Yes.
No. I mean, just because like what, the Big 12 tournament?
And what else is there? Yeah.
I mean, that's just one. I mean, that's just one sport. I mean, you still have MLS, NWSL. They'll live on the only specifically designed soccer stadium, for women's sports. Casey Current, CPKC Stadium, for the Casey Current. So they'll try to build that up. But yeah, when you don't have a football team, you have the Cardinals. For now you have the Royals. See.
Joining us is Willie Gibson. Brother Gibson, how are you doing, sir?
Good people. How are you?
Hi,
Doing
Willie.
well. We're talking about the
Yeah.
Kansas City Chiefs relocating from the state of Missouri to the state of Kansas.
Mhm.
Willie, in terms of the Cleveland Browns,
Mhm.
how much is ownership funding their new stadium?
The least amount possible.
That's why I start smiling.
Honestly, they are trying to convince the state of Ohio to provide $600 million in unclaimed funds to go towards the construction of the facility in Brook Park.
You mentioned that a while ago on STS shows from a while ago, and that's literally what you're saying, unclaimed funds.
Mhm. Yep.
And how's it coming along? How's it going?
Judge just blocked it last week, so it was pretty far down the line.
And ownership of the Browns is worth billions, right?
Several.
But that man and his family needs help now. We're not gonna sit here and act like that man and his family don't need help. So we're gonna, let's be sensitive to those people's
We're
plight.
going to have a fundraiser for them too, AJ and Willie, to
Hey,
help them.
they gave the what was the deal? They gave the city of Cleveland $100 million in order to allow them to move. I think it was 20 million up front, and I think it's $5 million payments for the next. Yeah, it's. I don't remember the terms verbatim, but it was. Yeah, he's making payments on that 100 million.
I mean, Willie, yeah, Willie, where do you stand on billionaires seeking, what did AJ you said, assistance for
Yeah.
stadiums to be built?
Be nice. Be kind.
Um, you can ask whatever you want. Now, it's are you going to find enough support in order to do it? There lies the problem. I don't have a problem with anybody asking anything, but I have a problem with the people that, in some cases, blindly just say, "Oh, okay, we'll do it." You can ask whatever you want, but somebody has to step up and say no.
And where will the Browns move? That's been determined, right? That's done, right?
Yeah, Brook Park. Brook Park, a suburb of Cleveland, about 20 minutes south of downtown.
And the new stadium will open,
2029.
and that's an outdoor stadium,
Nope,
uncovered.
it's a dome.
Another
It's a
dome.
dome.
Wow. Okay. So have they been promised a Super Bowl way up there?
That's the has it been promised? No, but the intent is, and the history goes that you build a stadium, you get a Super Bowl. And they're looking at this not Super Bowls. They're looking at Final Fours. They're looking at some mixed use development. So hotels, restaurants,
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
the
similar
catchphrase.
to Patriot Place in
Yeah.
Boston.
But Willie, well, I was going to say that Cleveland is getting a Final Four. It's the women's Final Four, but
Well, it was last year.
yeah,
Was last year? Yeah.
not the same thing. I know some folks will say that. Thrillo, long time no see from this man here. Thrillo.
Mhm.
We've exchanged Instagram videos and clips, bringing smiles to each other's faces. All right, everybody. I am curious your thoughts. Well, let's go here. About this info was from Pete Nakos from On3. He wrote the going rate for impact players or football in the portal.
Mhm.
And then we'll get into the discussion of what the hell the NCAA is doing, granting pro players college eligibility in basketball. So that's but all right. The QB market, the range, 750K to 4 million. The quarterback market continues to grow. At least 5 quarterbacks made upward of $3 million this season. The price tag for elite signal callers continues to reach unprecedented heights. Now the quarterback market is flooded with high-end talent, including Arizona State's Sam Levitt, Cincinnati's Brendan Sorsby, and TCU's Josh Hoover. KP, what do those 3 QBs have in common? What conference?
Oh, I was gonna say Big 12.
Yes. And there's a 4th Big 12 QB, I think, in a portal as well. I forget who it is. But sources have said those deals could touch $4 to $5 million. Any thoughts on that before I go to the next position? Any hate? Any comments? Any, $4 to $5 million for a quarterback, an elite quarterback, when your cap is $20 million, supposedly, supposedly $20 million. What, 22?
To me, that's called the price of admission.
Mhm.
Pay to play.
Pay to play.
Thrillo, what do you think about that? You're a college football player, played at Texas Southern. Next, defensive line. Market is $500K to $1.5 million. Starting edges and defensive linemen continue to command mid six-figure deals, but the top talent continues to push the market value up. The 500,000 mark is really only the starting point. The defensive tackle position has typically lagged behind edges, but sources have told On3 that Wake Forest Mateen, help me out, Ibarogba is expected to command a seven-figure payday. No hate. If you can ask for it, if you get it, great, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Somebody's willing to pay it.
Whether above the table or below the table or around the table or friends of the program.
Is it below the table or under the table anymore?
Right.
It's right
Right.
there.
Well, no,
Right,
no.
right.
I'm saying in terms of if you go above, if you suppose to go above the cap to, because like Texas Tech is going to pay more than a $22 million salary cap. They're going like $30 million because of Cody Campbell, their collectives, their friends of the program, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So salute to Tony. Thank you very much. Mr. Big Texco. His statement, I understand his statement. And then he answered his own statement. Ridiculous, but it is what it is. And Thrillo, I think Thrillo played on the offensive line at TSU. I think that's right. Isn't that right, Thrillo? Let me know, because I'm getting to that position, I think, one of these next two slides. Here we go. Offensive line, $500K to $1.2 million. Offensive line market, specifically for offensive tackles, sits in the $500,000 to $1.2 million range. But seven-figure deals for O-linemen are only becoming more prevalent. The going rate for an elite starting offensive tackle is between $900K to $1.2 million. If schools aren't able to secure commitments from O-linemen quickly on January 2nd, the price points could skyrocket as schools work to nab commitments. Otola has a good point here. I'll get to it in a second. It's good to be a young and a quarterback today. Indeed. Tony says, spread that money around. And Tony is a Houston Roundbar View YouTube members only member. Thank you for that as well. I like this one as well. It could be a couple of Kawhi Leonard tree deals. Get someone, you be paying some money for a job, and well, if you show up, you show up. If you don't, you don't. So you got to pay for it, right? And Thurlow says he played tackle. All right. But this next position, let me see. It's the next to last one. This kind of surprised me. It's so low. Wide receiver, $400K to $1 million. The market has grown sporadically in recent years, with the going rate for a starting wideout in the $700,000 to $800,000 range. So, Will, that's the AJ Jones producer range right there.
Mm.
Right.
At least 5 wide receivers made north of $1 million this fall.
I know one of them.
I know one of them too.
Mm-hmm. Was one of the most sought after transfer wide receivers out of Georgia Tech last winter and made over $1 million this season. Similar paydays are expected in the portal for wideouts this year, sources have told On3. Okay, I'll bring this up. Mr. Big Text Car, I see your comment. I got more info on that one. All right, this last one is running backs. $300K to $750. I was really surprised that it's that low. It's not my money. I mean, that's Kenichi's kind of money. She makes every 6 months.
Please.
So running backs are generally considered relative bargains in the transfer portal, with most schools aiming for a range of $300K to $500K for top players. Agents often negotiate deals that can significantly increase a player's value, with top starters potentially earning $750,000 or more. The cost of running back can vary based on the team's roster needs and the player's fit within the program. Some teams may prioritize fit and speed, while others may seek a player with specific skills. Are you surprised it's that low, or compared to everything else?
I
I
was
looked
gonna
at
ask,
this.
who's he talking to? What was his sample size? I missed that.
Probably agents,
Yeah,
and then
because
GMs.
huh, that's a low
And
number.
that's the thing is like, yeah, how old is this data? I mean, is this before like, Caleb Hawkins decided to enter the portal?
Right.
Fair. I mean, I would say Pete got most of this probably within the last week or so.
Mm.
Final numbers. Week to 2 weeks.
I would say it's interesting to me how this mirrors some of the NFL pay tracks, if you
Mhm.
will. I know they're draft related
Slots. Yeah.
slots, right? But what have we said for years in NFL? The running back position has been undervalued. We had and it goes in
It's
cycles.
disposable.
Say it again,
It's
KP.
disposable.
Right. I mean, obviously, we had a group of running backs led by Saquon Barkley, who kind of opened the door for other running backs to get big paydays. But for the most part, the money is top heavy. It's very, very big drop off if you go further down the line. I feel like this mirrors that. Teams need quarterbacks. Teams need a line to protect that quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Teams need edge rushers to put pressure on the other team's quarterback, and then they fill in the blanks from there.
Fair enough. Now, regarding this, KP, unless you know something different about this, I'm thinking the player he's referring to, it wasn't accurate information.
Correct.
Okay. So, Mr. Big Texaco, if you're referring to PJ Haggerty, that was a burner account from a guy who just likes doing stuff on Twitter for clicks. And being, I don't want to sound arrogant with this, but PJ Haggerty is a winner of the Guy V. Lewis Award. So I know people close to PJ Haggerty. So I reached out to them. It's not true. Then I made one final phone call with someone very connected, very, 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 very connected to the K-State men's basketball program, KP, Will, AJ. And that person said, yeah, Chris, that's not true. No, don't even worry about it. It's not even true. So, yeah. But it still bothers me that some folks really get away with spreading lies just for clicks. I mean, that just really does, hell, it pisses me off. Because a friend of mine sent me that. He ran with it, and I looked at it, and then I found out I had that guy blocked on Twitter. So I learned that I could still read someone's tweet, even though I had the person blocked. So, but yeah, that's not true. Have y'all seen C. Anthony? Have y'all seen? I saw this. This is probably what, 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
CNBC's top college evaluations. I think the Longhorns are number one now. I think, is that right, KP? Edging out Ohio State. UH is down in the bottom, 73, something like that. They were behind like UConn and San Diego State. Work to do, a lot of work to do for UH athletics. Part of being in the American, but mostly part of the wrong folks in charge in administration for years, and not in doing a piss poor job of marketing and all those things, and make Will shake his head when I tell him how much season tickets are for football and all
That's
those things.
crazy.
So, but yeah, it work to do. Let's put it like that. Work to do, and hopefully the bowl game win over LSU will be a start for people AJ, KP, and Will. There was about 64,000 people inside NRG Stadium Saturday night for the game between the Cougs and LSU. At minimum, it was 50-50 LSU Coug fans. Surprisingly so for me, happily. There was a lot of red in the stadium, a lot of Cougar red. So to those fans who went to the game to see the Cougs, probably and see LSU, most likely you paid more for your ticket to the Texas Bowl than you could pay for season tickets at TDECU Stadium in certain parts of the stadium. So keep that in mind. If you spent $150 for a Texas Bowl ticket, you could buy a season ticket for it at TDECU. I'm just saying. So yes, we were shaking his head because it used to be like around $99. 99, maybe 109, something like that. I know it's not 150 for season tickets to football. I know it's not. It wasn't. But yeah, thank you, DP. You know, I didn't have time to pull it up on my phone. But yeah. Ooh,
Can I put some perspective to that?
Please do. Yes, sir.
So you said what was season ticket? $199?
Oh no. Not $199. $99.
Oh snap. Okay. So this is gonna listen. Okay.
General admission. So higher up.
So
Whatever. 73rd. Yeah, I knew what you meant.
one ticket to Ohio State versus Grambling this year, which was the lowest price ticket for the season for a number of reasons, obvious reasons. $67. So 2 tickets, what, 134?
Mm-hmm.
That's the Grambling.
Mm-hmm.
Penn State, 185. I could be making that up. It was wow.
But it's more
99.
than season tickets, general admission.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
First of all, I don't know what general admission is.
Yeah.
At Ohio Stadium.
Right.
Fair.
Everybody has a seat. Section, row, seat number.
So yeah, these are bleachers, seats, and I think the bleachers are numbered, but they're still bleachers, seats, and they have rows, all that kind of stuff. It's quaint. Will.
So just come sit down. Just get in where you fit in.
In some parts.
Wow.
And so yeah. So that's another great reason why Will is here, for perspective. In case folks are wondering why you got somebody from Ohio in the Big Ten on here. Because he's great at what he does. He's knowledgeable, but he can also provide a perspective from a big time program that is a big time program in a lot of sports, not just college football. When it comes to tickets sold, attendance, all those great things. I would love, it's not going to happen in my lifetime, for UH football to be sold out. And capacity is what, 40,000 and some change. So it's not, well, what is Ohio State Stadium capacity?
102, 103 on a good day. On a good day, you get about 105, 106.
Yeah. So the 30,000, let's say, 30 to 35,000 folks wearing red Saturday at the Texas Bowl. If all of y'all buy season tickets to UH football for the upcoming season, that still leaves about 5 to 10,000 seats available inside the stadium. And this goes to the budget for athletics. If you know year in, year out, you got 30,000 season tickets in sales, AJ, you're money man. You can you can count on whatever that be, what, $30 million, I don't know, $30 million, whatever it is, part of your budget, rather than, well, we hope to get 10 from season ticket sales and merch. So that's another thing that I really encourage my alums to buy your tickets to the football games, to see the Cougs play, not just to see the opponents, Texas Tech and Colorado and others. And hopefully at some point there's someone out there besides Tillman, or in addition to Tillman, or Patrick, or Michael Fertitta, to cut these checks. 50 Cent was at the game last night, y'all. On the Cougar sideline. Andy walked right past him. Andy Yanez, trying to get back to the field. He said 50 had his entourage, wasn't too big. And Andy forgot to get a picture with him. I said, Andy, you should ask the man to advertise on our shows. I should have done, But lastly, on episode 171 of Folks Talking Sports. Oh, yes, he's selling out liquor, and he needs to sell some at the stadium. Alcohol sales is a boost to college football games now, home games, right? But, and this is true. It's accurate. It's hot. The stadium wasn't built correctly to avoid people being in the sunlight. It should have been turned a different direction. That was a failure a long time ago in the construction of the stadium. But, Kenitra, how many people are at Longhorn football games in the stadium capacity?
100.
Isn't it? It's hot in Austin too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So hot in Houston, hot in Austin. That's an excuse. Longhorn fans go to the games. Aggie fans go to the games. It's hot at College Station too. You want to go to games or you don't. So there are my thoughts on that. But okay, this one, y'all know me. I'm a basketball person, so you can guess where I'm going with what in the hell the NCAA is doing, has done. So let me bring this up, the first one, and then the second one, because I'm just like, when I saw this about James Najee, the number 31 overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft, the Knicks own his draft rights, has played ball overseas, pro ball overseas, has committed to Baylor, and will play most likely this weekend in Baylor's first Big 12 conference game. Somebody. Who want to go first? Make it make sense to me. Please, make it make sense to me.
That was what I was going to say. Make it make sense.
AJ, you want to take a crack at it? Or Thrillo, or DP, or Mr. Big Texco? Somebody. Make this make sense to me.
There are sayings that come to mind that you can't put the genie back in the bottle, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. I think this is what this does. If for whatever reason you like it for this young man, there will be many others that you won't like it for, but there'll be nothing that they can do about because of this young man. Even if they get no's because of this young man, they can sue away to a yes. So this is one of those doors that I don't think that they ever wanted to open, and they've done it so far.
And y'all agree with Thrillo here about this?
I don't.
I don't. I think this happened before.
No disrespect, Thrillo. I don't know you. You went to TSU, so I got love for you, but I don't agree.
The NCAA was losing so many lawsuits that they're tired of losing lawsuits, tired of being taken to court and losing, even though this makes no sense.
All it does is create more lawsuits. Ask Diego Pavia.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the 25 other football players who are citing this case to gain an extra year of eligibility.
Right. In fact, real quick, Chris, there was a person that asked, does NIL ever exceed the NFL league minimum? Yes. NFL league minimum for this past year, 2025, is like 840, 830, somewhere around there. So yeah, it can exceed that. And again, why would you go and be a low riding player when you're already getting that kind of money in college. And again, I don't think that's a bad thing. Long overdue. Should have been done a long time ago.
Thank you for remembering that comment. I saw it and I forgot to mention it.
Yeah.
And James Najee is not the only person at a Big 12 school to be a pro and will be eligible in the spring semester. Because this one, Utah, the Utes, Lucas Langarita from Spain will be playing for Utah this weekend. Head coach Alex Jensen, we're excited to welcome Lucas to our program. He is a gifted young player who will be a positive addition to our team. A native of Zaragoza, Spain, Langarita comes to Salt Lake City having played in Spain's ACB League, that's pro, ACB League, while also representing Spain at multiple levels, U17, 18, 19, 20. And the quote is from Utah's general manager, Wes Wilcox. After losing a key contributor to injury before the start of the season, our staff worked diligently across the globe to secure a significant mid-year addition. While the timing and his transition from Europe to the NCAA are unique, we're excited to welcome Lucas to our program as we head into Big 12 play.
What happened to like Prop 48 and making sure that they have the right test scores, core courses, transcript? Now it's just like, ooh, you can hoop? All right. You're tall? All right.
It doesn't make sense. It is, and this is what Coach Izzo was referring to. Yesterday, I think the
Yes.
comments were yesterday. I thought about pulling it up, but I wanted us to talk about it. But the general manager, the youth general manager, the injury happened before the season. So another one of my problems with these pro players being granted eligibility in college is these are mid-season transactions now. So now it's okay for you to just add a guy to your roster in the middle of the season? That is asinine. And Mr. Big Tex Call, I know you're kind of semi-serious. Fabian White might have some eligibility left. When does it end? And there's no deadlines apparently when you can add players to the roster. One of the things Coach Izzo, one of his many things he said was, now we're taking roster spots from current players. How is this fair? This isn't fair. It makes no sense. Why are you? It is December, and now you're okay with adding someone mid-season in time for conference play. In what world does the NCAA say, yeah, this makes sense? Yeah, this is good. Yeah. What the hell? I mean, yeah,
Chris, I can't miss my opportunity to talk bad about the NCAA. I know Mark Emmert is long gone, but he should still be in the doghouse for the way he led the NCAA for years. It's tougher to do these things when you've got some type of standard rule sections, to Kenitra's point, where you actually uphold what you have in place. But when you just say, nah, we're not going to address that, or we're going to address that and you never do, and then you get legal judgments, then it's hard to go back and figure it out after the fact. You put stuff in place, but because the NCAA has failed to lead its members, and I mean, you pay people to think of stuff that has not even yet happened. And they haven't done that to what has happened. They didn't learn from anything in the past. And they're certainly not going to get in front of stuff like this. So here you are. Like it or not, here you are. And once you get a judgment, again, in courts for years, based on the judgment in such case, this versus the NCAA, we would like to allow our client to be able to get years of eligibility to come and play, even though he played in the pros overseas. And here you are.
The non-competent athletics association.
That's it. I mean, and Coach
Let's be
Sampson
mad at the right people. Let's not be mad at the kids
or the
for trying
coaches.
it. Let's not be mad at the attorneys for pushing the cases. This is the NCAA, and this anybody could have seen this coming. Folks would have thought, no, it would never happen, because you thought that the NCAA was smarter than that they had stuff in place for this. They didn't. They didn't.
And Kelvin Sampson touched on this at Big 12 Media Day in October when it first came out, when one of the players that is now at Santa Clara played in the G League. Coach commented on it, I think on his own, on the dais, because I think someone reached out to him about comments that Coach Izzo had made like the day before. And Coach Sampson said this is all new to him. He reached out to Kellen. Kellen, what's going on with this? And Kellen told him, oh, yeah, Coach, Dad, this is true. In fact, we're trying to get a player like that now in the G League. And Coach Kelvin was like, what? What? And that player ended up signing with BYU. It was down at UH, BYU, and Alabama, maybe something like that. He was with the G League's, the next G League team. And, family, AJ's taught me well to choose my words carefully. So I'm going to try to do that here. The young man gave his word he was going to commit to UH. He or his representatives scheduled a visit to BYU and said, nothing to worry about. I'm still going to choose UH.
That's my cousin. That's my cousin.
And what I said prior at the beginning of this, where'd he go? He committed to BYU.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
So it happens. And there's somebody like the last day or two that a lot of prominent programs are after. And he's in the G League, right? What, the Bulls or the Cavs or other players, other NBA teams are trying to get this guy. Oh, my goodness. This is it's sad. The non-competence of it all. At some point, I'm probably going to ask Coach Sampson, might do it tomorrow after the game against Middle Tennessee, to get his comments on this new revelations about, got 2 players in the conference now that are joining Big 12 schools on Saturday. So I may get his thoughts on it and see how he answers it. Ooh, boy. Yeah, I wish him luck on that one, because he might, depend on his mood, who knows where that's going to go. But that'll do it on this edition of Folks Talking Sports. Thank you to Tony and Mr. Big Texaco and Thrillo and C. Anthony and DPG for your comments. If you haven't seen them already, I have posted. Go ahead. Will? Nope. I'm coming to you, Will. I'm coming to you first.
Okay.
So get ready.
Okay.
AJ, you'll be second. Kenitra, Queen, has nothing's changed. Okay. All right. Brother Gibson.
Mm-hmm.
It's your world.
Much better, as always. Appreciate the opportunity. To the crawl space. I apologize for my delay. I'm working on my phone right now, but you can reach me the crawl space on IG and Thread, Facebook, and Twitter.
Sorry about that. I picked up a little tickle in my throat somewhere over the holiday season. Listen, if you have not paid attention, and I know you have because everybody's down and smart, check out the AdMax Corner. Check out my man AD Moore as he talks about the Texans clinching their playoff spot. Shout out to coach and the team. I look for them to do a little something in the playoffs for your Houston Texans. So y'all be sure to check that out. You can follow me on faithandsports@gmail.com, or you can reach me on faithandsports@gmail.com. If you see JM and E online, that's probably me. Thanks, Chris.
Ah,
And Folks Talking Sports on IG and Threads. Folks Talking Sports. AJ, thank you for that shout out to the corner. The AdMax Corner is also part of the Houston Rounds Ball Review Media Group. So some of those shows simulcast on AD's YouTube channel as well as on the Houston Round Ball Review YouTube channel and Facebook, et cetera, et cetera. Branching out there with all these new destinations here on this new streaming platform, courtesy of my man who tossed me in the water and said swim.
Get
So
out there, boy.
that will do it. Reminder to the Cougs supporters, the next edition of Let's Rage Cougs will be Monday night after the Cougs men's basketball game against Middle Tennessee. So join us on this channel for that post-game reaction. And please join us for your comments. And let us know your thoughts on how Galen Robinson Jr. did as an analyst on the broadcast for ESPN Plus. Yes, Galen Robinson Jr., who I've known since he was at Westbury Christian High School 10, 11 years ago. So he's getting old. But that will do it for this edition of Folks Talking Sports, episode 171. We'll figure out how y'all looking for next Sunday. Because that'll be after the CFP games, right, AJ? Are you going to be available to give your thoughts?
Depends upon who wins. Depends upon who wins.
Oh, it's like that now. Come on now.
This cough might linger depending upon who wins.
Oh, that's fair. I've had a cough for a long time, but Happy New Year to everybody. Bobby, DP as well, Kenitra, Will, AJ. I didn't see. Did I miss her? Queen Wanda Polk. Did I miss her comment earlier? Did she comment on today's show? But Happy New Year to her as well. Everyone, thank you for 2025. Here's to bigger and better things in 2026. As I always do to wrap up the shows, since 1994, the Houston Round Ball Review. Local name, global perspective.
ah.
Y'all take care. Peace.